I don't know who needs to hear this, but go ahead and crash out. I think that crashing out or becoming a certified crash out, as I have in the past proclaimed myself to be, is part of the healing journey. I think it's part of the spiritual journey, especially if you are someone who is a recovering people pleaser. And for a lot of your life, you've basically been taught to dim yourself, to shrink yourself, to bend to whatever the people around you, wanted, and to make people feel comfortable. At some point in your life, especially if you're someone who's encountered a lot of manipulative people who kind of lean towards the NPD or narcissist side. I'm not gonna lie, as someone who's been diagnosed with BPD, I've learned to mirror some of those people. So I've noticed when I started to have traits like that within myself, and because of that, I can recognize way more easily when someone is trying to manipulate me. So, case in point, quick story time. I was recently talking to someone, and a lot of times manipulative people will accuse you of doing the thing that they claim that they are actually doing to you. So you start to think that you're doing something wrong. And I think a lot of recovering people pleasers kind of carry this internal shame of feeling like they're always doing something wrong, especially if they've been surrounded by people like that, right? So this person was accusing me of twisting their words. And every time I tried to clarify, they would speak over me. Another red flag. When I got upset, rightfully so, right? Because I think another thing that manipulative people do is kind of discount or dismiss your feelings, right? And so a lot of people pleasers, empaths, start to discount and dismiss their own feelings. I got upset and said, "So you just expect me to shut up and listen?" The response to that was, "Oh, are you telling me to shut up?" At this point, one of two things could happen in my mind, because I've dealt with this before. I could just keep talking and piss them off, which is the decision I decided to make because I believe that some people have to learn the hard way. That's my personal belief. Some people don't have the energy for that, which I understand. But I'm a Sagittarius, so I'm gonna use that as an excuse. I'm a fire sign. We can argue. If that's what you're trying to do, because I'm gonna transmute that energy anyway. Or I will just hang up, block you, never speak to you again. Mind you, I did a combination of the two. That was the strategy that I decided. Anyway, I say that, I share that example, I say all that to say, I feel like we don't give enough credit to the season of our life, the chapter of our life we enter, when we do start to crash out, when we do start to talk back, when we do start to pop off. And people in the spiritual community, especially, I feel like demonize these aspects of the journey. For some of us, I think we're just expected to kind of go straight into like love and light and give people grace. Someone who believes that some people, part of their journey is learning the hard way. I know because I was people. I was people. People who crashed out on me who would never do something like that to people. It was a catalyst for me. Like, it was a catalyst. It woke something up in me. Everyone does this. Not everyone has the capacity to look within and self-reflect. Some people are so far on the spectrum, they're not necessarily going to change, and that's where you have to learn discernment and how to set boundaries. But I think we discredit how being a crash out or going through that phase of life is a significant part of the journey for a lot of people. So if you're in that phase, stop shaming yourself for it.